Who are your friends, your early friends?
My friends, early friends kind of out here, because I was either New York or LA, but I thought LA I can live with no money better than New York. New York was scary.
Yeah.
So I came here.
I'm sweating, by the way, from the bugle.
It's okay. Sweat it out, man.
Thanks.
Loses calories. My friends were like open micers who now no longer do it. You know, if I see them, it's like an awkward thing of like, you know, you made it, like we didn't. Most of them were gone. And then I moved to New York for like 2 or 3 years to write on Fallon. And my friends were kind of like the people who were coming up at my level. A lot of people from Chicago, like Kumail Nanjiani, TJ Miller, John Mulaney, you know, Pete Holmes, guys like that. And they all moved to LA around the same time I did. And now, like, I never see any of those people. No. They've either like been canceled and are gone back in New York, or they're movie stars, and they're always going off and doing some crazy thing. You don't get to see your friends unless you're at a comedy festival. And even now, most of my friends don't do stand up the way that I do. You know, like for doing a 2-year tour is like this is my life. I don't have other side projects. It's like this is the thing that I have to do, make as much money as I can, because then it's 3 years before I can work again. You know? But my other friends are doing TV stuff and producing and writing and all kinds of like different things.
Do they come to you at all with TV things? Do people ever like, or just like I could see you being like a role in like a cool film or. Like that kind of stuff.
I would be happy to, if someone was like, hey, we want you for this part. I'm happy to show up and I can do a good job. Auditioning is not my thing.
No.
The last audition I ever went on was for New Girl, for Schmidt. And the guy goes, and they're like, this is going to be a big show. It's going to be a big hit show. They want you for this one part. Come check it out. And everyone's reading for Schmidt. You know, and the guy they got is great. But they go, Anthony, that was great. Can you do it faster? This is a sitcom. I know your timing, but if you can do it faster. And I go, no. Like, I know what makes me funny. I know the funniest way I can say this. If you want it done differently, get someone different. Have you ever been auditioning for something and you're imagining the person who should get the job? Like, that's when you know you're not getting it. Like, that's when you know it's not happening. We're like, unless I'm like, this is for me. And that's like the director's going to be like, Anthony, I want you for this. Then I'm there. I'm happy to do it. But I'm not going to like chase it down. Even like seeing Mark Maron's success now.
I was just gonna say, Mark.
He was like, I'm gonna do this. And you could see the early ones where it's not as good. And then all of a sudden it clicks for him, like around the time of Glow. And now he's just like an actor. Where you're like, oh, you're putting in great performances. And if I could get there, sure, but I don't want to do I don't want to take the class. You know, I'm not doing the exercises.
No, but it seems like you're such a distinct voice, it could easily be.
I thought I would do voice work, you know, and no one's ever come to me for that. Hosting is still a thing that kind of comes up here and there. I hosted like a pilot for Comedy Central where they were like, we need to make something, you know, would you do this pilot, where I'm kind of like the judge. It's like a roast games thing and I'm just the judge. This is very easy. Even then I was like, is it worth it? Like, is it worth sitting up here at this cheesy thing? Like, it felt weird that I think even those days are over. Just of like taking something for the paycheck.
I know.
When you just would rather not do it.
I know. Those are they're difficult. Especially now that comedians have so much freedom. It's like, you don't have to do a game show. Like, you used to have to do that to survive. And now it's like, no, you can kind of just build your own little company and go do what you want to do.
It's almost dumb to have a TV show.
I know.
You're losing, you know, viewership.
To get your own people. Know. These comics that would end up like with a big show on network TV, not playing themselves, and their comedy career just disappears.
Or it's a thing now where I've heard of this, I don't know who, like, it was like a big time actor gets an offer from Netflix. Be the star of the show, 10 episode first season. But he's like, I can't take it. Because they're not paying me enough. There's no residuals. And it's 10 episodes, and then I can't work for a year. And I've got to wait, and if they pick it up, then I can't work on anything else. And it used to be 25 episodes. You know, and now it's 10. That doesn't seem like an industry that I'm even trying to break into.
I know.
I've had friends who have written a movie, and then taken 10 years to get financing. And then the studio comes in and changes the casting. And it's fucked up. And it's like, you spent 10 years of your life on this.
I know.
And it got ruined by the most random thing. Like, why would I give up the control I have as a stand-up comedian?
I do like the idea of getting an idea for a film and doing it in 6 months. You know what I mean?
If you could do that, great.
Yeah.
You do it all yourself, Tyler Perry? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping you would do it and put me in it.
You're at that level now. The level of like, I hope my friends put me in something.
I'm offer only with my friends.
Okay. I see. I see. Were you in Unfrosted?
No.
No. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I get out of that one.
That was like when I was upset that they were following Orny Adams around for Comedian for the documentary. At the time, I was like, I should be the guy they follow, shouldn't they? And then when it came out, I was like, oh, thank God.
Jerry Seinfeld wrote me a very nice Instagram DM. I had said, because when I say 20 years of stand-up comedy, it's 22 now. I go by the day that the movie Comedian came out in theaters.
Oh, wow.
Because it was playing in a theater near where I was living in LA, and I walked to see it at noon on opening day, and I was like, got it. I'd done a couple open mics and was terrified.
Right.
I was like, this is what you just go up and fail, and you keep doing it. And you go up and fail and keep doing it. And I put out a thing being like 22 years ago today, and it was the poster of Comedian. I saw this movie in theaters, and I left the theater a comedian.
Wow.
And he wrote to be like, thank you for talking with the movie. I really appreciate it. Like, always been a fan.
Wow,
I was like,
that's great.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
That was cool.
Yeah. That was, people really, comics have a real fondness for that. And especially at a certain age, like they really hit them at just the right moment. When you're just finding it.
When a young comic comes and says, what advice do you have? I just say, watch the movie Comedian. It's the best thing you can tell someone of just keep going and failing. Like that, if Seinfeld can do it, then you can do it too. Like it's okay.
Yeah. So great. Well, the special's amazing.
Thank you.
Really so good. It's very rare when you put it on and there's just been a couple recently, like over the last year, where the hour goes like that. It's just like that.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That was one of them.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it lives for so long. It lives forever. The clips go up. But I'm hoping that people see it and are just as excited about it as the audience was, in the theater.
And there's a maturity to it. There's like, you've done it, you stuck to your style for so long. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't waver and try and do other, and it's so, you got to watch this thing that you're doing mature. And you're at the top of your game, which is a good thing after 20 years, like to still be improving.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, and I like that you're building on the whole body of work now.
Yeah,
it's like being a stand-up has been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's a different level of respect, a different level of attention that I'm like, oh, I've earned this.
Yeah.
That I just want to keep going. I was thinking about retiring. Like maybe 5 hours is enough, and then just like being on stage at Carnegie Hall, being on stage at Sydney Opera House. I was just like, oh my God, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to cash in on the respect I've earned and go out and keep doing these sort of things. So I'm getting to work on the next hour, and I'm going to keep enjoying it. Try to get this character at 50 is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
What will that be like?
Yeah, it's only going to get better.
Yeah,
and whenever you feel like. I always feel like whenever you feel like retire or stop or change or shift, you just need a couple days off. You're tired. You're just tired. And after you take a break and you kind of come back.
And it's easy to get tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.